And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do,
you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
She's not going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
But my name is Gal, and I'm Jewish. And we have had enough of Jew hatred.
And accusing Disney of inserting unnecessary feminism into classic fairy tales.
What happens when Hollywood picks the wrong princess? Disney's Snow White remake was supposed to be a sure thing. An iconic fairy tale with a loyal fan base, a timeless love story, and the kind of nostalgia that prints money. But one casting choice and a series of tone-deaf interviews turned it into a cautionary tale. This isn't just about one bad movie. This is about a company losing its touch, and an actress burning bridges before the red carpet was even rolled out. Rachel Zegler didn't just star in Snow White, she set it on fire, and the explosion shook Disney to its core. Rachel Zegler wasn't a nobody, she was a rising star, a breakout talent from West Side Story, handpicked by Steven Spielberg himself. She won a Golden Globe, caught the attention of casting agents everywhere, and was suddenly dubbed the future of Hollywood. So, when Disney announced she'd play Snow White in their big-budget remake, it seemed like a slam dunk. But the internet had other plans. Almost instantly, controversy swirled. Some fans criticized the choice of a Latina actress for a character historically described as skin white as snow. And while many defended the move as progressive, others saw it as yet another example of Disney sacrificing source material for politics. Zegler could have stayed quiet. She could have let the movie speak for itself. Instead, she spoke a lot. It started small, comments about modernizing the character, changing the story, removing outdated tropes, but then she went full scorched earth. In interview after interview, Zegler slammed the original 1937 cartoon. She called it weird, creepy, and so outdated. She mocked the love story. She said Snow White wouldn't be dreaming about true love and that she didn't need a prince to save her. She wasn't just reinterpreting a classic, she was trashing it. And the backlash was immediate. Lifelong Disney fans were furious. Critics and YouTubers pounced. Even casual viewers started asking, why take a role if you hate the story? Instead of promoting the film, Zegler looked like she was apologizing for it. And for millions of nostalgic fans, that was unforgivable. Soon, her interviews became viral cringe content. Clips of her saying she should be paid for every hour she wears the dress blew up on TikTok. People laughed, mocked, and memed her. One user wrote, "Imagine getting millions to be Snow White and acting like it's a punishment." She also shaded her co-star Andrew Burnap, saying all his scenes could be cut. Fans were like, who even talks like this? Every time she opened her mouth, the dislike grew louder. Hashtags like, "Not my Snow White" and "Boycott Disney" trended multiple times. The perception flipped from rising star to entitled diva. And Disney? Silent. Awkwardly silent. But things were just getting started. The dwarf controversy. Actor Peter Dinklage slammed Disney for planning to use backward stereotypes by casting little people as dwarfs. His complaint? It was outdated, offensive, and problematic. Disney panicked. Within days, they announced the 7 dwarfs were being replaced with magical CGI creatures. The visuals leaked, and fans weren't impressed. At all. They looked like knockoff avatars from a budget video game. Meanwhile, the little person actor community was outraged. These were roles made for them. And now, gone. All because of one celebrity complaint. Zegler chimed in, praising the change as progress. But to many, it felt fake. She was smiling for the cameras while others lost work. What started as a creative update became a PR disaster. As 2024 rolled in, the situation escalated from Hollywood drama to political battlefield. Following the U.S. election, Zegler posted an angry Instagram story aimed at Trump supporters. The message, "May you never know peace, burnt coffee, wet socks, screw you all." It was peak brat energy, and it hit like gasoline on a fire. Conservative commentators exploded. Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and others dragged her on national platforms. "Fire her now. One said, "She's insulting the very people Disney needs to sell tickets." Boycotts exploded. Videos racked up millions of views. Even moderates started asking, "How is this still happening?" Zegler tried to backtrack, said she got emotional, but it was too late. The damage was done. She had now alienated a massive chunk of the U.S. audience. March 2025. Snow White hits theaters. Finally, Disney expected a $150 million opening. Minimum. They got $43 million. That's not just a flop. That's a faceplant off a cliff. Theaters were empty, costumes unsold, merchant clearance bins before week 2. Critics roasted it. Lifeless. Woke bore. A joyless reimagining. Even Gal Gadot, playing the evil queen, couldn't rescue it. Audiences didn't care. Zegler's interviews were still making the rounds, and every review mentioned her tone-deaf attitude. For many families, it wasn't even political. It was personal. She mocked something they loved, and people don't forgive that easily. Behind the scenes, Disney was melting down. Executives had gambled huge on this remake. Over $200 million spent on production, reshoots, COVID delays, and marketing. Insiders reported emergency meetings. Layoffs started hitting. Other remakes got quietly shelved. The Snow White mess had become the poster child for what happens when storytelling gets overtaken by agendas. Even Zegler's own co-stars reportedly distanced themselves. Rumors swirled that Disney wished they could reshoot the whole thing, but it was too late. The film was done, locked, marketed, released. All they could do was try to survive the fallout. Once called the next big thing, Zegler was now radioactive. Casting agents admitted she had talent, but called her a walking PR disaster. Projects dried up, studios passed. Some fans criticized her politics, others her attitude. But almost everyone agreed. She torched her own movie. One commentator called her the fairy tale wrecker. Another said she was everything wrong with modern Hollywood. She didn't just fall out of favor. She became a warning. A lesson for studios. Charisma matters, humility matters, and audiences still care about the story. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at what people online are saying. Because this isn't just one opinion. This is what the internet really thinks. On one side, people are shouting, "Snow White should be white." On the other, they're not even wasting time. The internet's calling it out for what it is. "You're a weird f***ing loser." One parent shared this. "My 8-year-old passionately replied, 'She is an imposter. The poem says skin as white as snow.'" That's not from a critic. That's from a child. And this post, well, it speaks for itself. Disney couldn't get a more polar, opposite person to play Snow White than this Back in 2021, Rachel Zegler tweeted, "F*** you" at Donald Trump, and in the same thread, followed it up with, "Yep, I am a nasty, nasty bitch." That post has since been deleted, but the internet never forgets. Fans found it, screenshotted it, and now it's circulating like wildfire. Here's what the replies look like now. "This bitch deserves all the hate she gets." She's right. She is a nasty bitch. I'm glad her movie is a flop. Nobody wants her bullshit. There was a time when a Disney princess was an inspiring role model. Now they're just thugs. These aren't trolls. These are former fans who grew up with Disney magic, now disgusted by what they're seeing. People aren't just mad, they're disappointed. And that's sometimes even worse. So, was this really just about being too woke? Or did Rachel Zegler's own mouth destroy her career? Was Disney the villain for changing the story? Or did they just bet on the wrong actress? Either way, this isn't just about Snow White. It's about what Hollywood forgot. People don't want to be insulted. They don't want lectures. They want to escape, to dream, to believe again. And when the magic is gone, they'll stay home. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Zegler can bounce back? Should Disney stop remaking classics? Or are we watching the slow death of a company that forgot how to tell stories? Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time right here for the truth behind the next big celebrity scandal.